Okay, so we'll start on hands and knees, and we'll take a few cat-cows. So we'll inhale, lift the sit bones, send the heart forward, keep the fingers spreading wide, and especially in pregnancy, we want to make sure we're not locking those elbows. So we'll keep them nice and soft with the muscles engaged. As we exhale, round the tailbone under, the sit bones under, as we press the ground away, any amount that you have space, let your head hang heavy. On your inhale, reverse your curve, just warming up the spine, unweighting the belly. Exhale, round. Good. We're gonna take some hip circles. We're gonna keep the knees somewhat close together. Any amount that you can take them wider than hip width is okay as long as it feels comfortable. We'll just start to inhale as we send the hips back towards the left and then the right, and shifting forward, keeping a subtle engagement through the low belly to support the pelvic ring. Make sure to only move within pain-free range and it feels good in the body as we just start to stir the hip joints, building a little blood flow, keeping the connection of the core just gently for support. And keeping equal weight as much as you can through both sides, even though you're shifting, just trying not to overload one side more than the other too much. Then we'll pause at center. We'll take an inhale and we'll go the other way. Inhaling back and coming forward. And balancing this out, letting the head and neck, jaw release, softening where you can. And eventually we'll find stillness. We'll take neutral hips, maybe the tiniest bit wider than hip width apart, just to give your belly and your baby some space. We'll keep the sit bones lifted as we inhale. We'll shift the weight back, trying not to round the low back. As we exhale, engage those deep core muscles, shifting forward. Inhaling back, opening the pelvis, pelvic floor, and coming back. A couple more times, inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Good, so now we'll take the knees the tiniest bit wider, big toes together. Same thing, shifting the weight back, equal weight through both sides, only if this feels pain-free in the groin. Let's do a few of these. Inhaling, sit bones back. Exhaling, shifting forward, a little bit core activation. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now we'll walk the knees towards one another, pretty close together, they don't have to touch, and turn the toes out. So we'll come into that hip internal rotation. And then same thing, we're gonna send the hips back in space. Might be a little pinchier in your hips. And shift forward, just get that internal rotation mobility to open the pelvic outlet. It's a great position for delivery, labor and delivery. Shifting back. Again, keeping equal weight through both knees. So equal load is going through the pelvic joint, the pelvic ring, and the pubic symphysis joint. Good, one more time, shifting the weight back. Good. And we're gonna make our way up to the bar to offload some of the asymmetrical postures. I'm gonna try to stand a little bit to the side so you can see me, but you could generally face the wall or face the bar. So we'll take the right foot forward first, and we'll take the left foot back behind us, and we'll come into a little bit of a lunge position and offload your body weight the best you can with your arms so that you're not putting so much load through your pelvis in that asymmetrical position. And then we'll have your feet about hip width apart, and we're just gonna bend forward and back. This can help bring baby down into the pelvis. Nice way of unloading. Using a countertop, a bar, a bed, a couch. Then we might even sway left and right. Again, trying to off-weight the pelvis with the upper body. And just stay and breathe. You might take some hip circles in this narrow lunge with the upper body support. And then we'll use the hands into the weight as we step to the opposite side. So now we have our left foot forward, right foot back. We'll just start by coming forward and back, and again, remember, it might feel more comfortable to be just facing your counter, your support. I'm just doing this so you can see me. A couple times like that. Coming back to the top and then swaying the hips left and right. Again, off-weighting or unweighting the pelvis and this load through the pelvis using the upper body. Certainly also you could do this with your forearms down. If that feels better, a little less load from baby on your hips. Whatever feels best in your body is a good answer. We'll take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your feet back together. And then we'll just do a wider stance. You can take the toes slightly in, heels out. And then you can keep your hands on the bar and just walk, or the counter, and walk your feet back. Or you can use your forearms on the bar, and then you're just gonna sway into one side and the other, but then offloading your pelvis with your upper body, your hands, your forearms. You could turn the toes in and do this so that you have a little more space in the pelvis. Pelvic outlet. You can turn your toes out or one toe out, kind of just keeping that movement going all around the hips. And then just breathing in your supported little down dog. So those are some options for labor positions during